Hey cutie pies, I'm Lanikia, and today is April the 7th, 2022, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps, the Young and the Restless edition. Okay, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you're looking to work from home, I do have work from home videos on the channel as well. Okay, so getting started into this episode, we see that Abby is talking to Chelsea while Ray is speaking to Chance. So Abby and Chelsea just talk and they're just speaking on how Chelsea has grown so much from her past and all the wrongdoing she's done and her relationship with Connor and even on her relationship with Adam, how she is not still in love with him, but she still cares for him because Abby was trying to talk about Adam as a parent and everything. And Chelsea is just like, no, because he could have really taken advantage of the things that I had to do when she went away to take care of herself, but he never did that. He always made Connor feel secure and let him know that she loved him and everything. So Abby was like, I'm surprised you're still so protective of him. And she says she is because at the end of the day, Adam is a great father. They did not work out. She wanted it to work out, but every time she would try to get back with him, he would remind her of the way that they hurt each other. And because of that, they just could not be together. And so then we go over, and that was pretty much all that we're really talking about with that. And they did talk about Chance and how he's getting help and everything, and she's happy about that. So then going over to Ray and Chance, their conversation is different because Ray Chance is going back into police work, so Ray's his partner. So Ray was just asking him, how do you feel about this? Do you feel like you're ready and everything? And Chance says, yes, I'm ready to come back. He's looking forward to it. And not only that, they talk about, you know, everything going on with Dominic and how that situation is affecting Chance. And he says he wants a connection with Dominic, but it's not there. It's not there the way that Abby and Devon have their connection. And he feels like Devon is Dominic's father, and he's kind of like on the outside looking in. And Ray said, he can relate to that, even though he's not Faith and Noah's father by blood, he is their stepfather. And with Nick and Sharon, when they're all together, he kind of feels like he's on the outside looking in, even though they are welcoming to him and they're always sweet and he has a close relationship with them. But when it's the family unit, the mom and dad are there, Nick and Sharon, he feels like he's on the outside looking in and everything. So they bond over that. So then they go in and they hook up with Chelsea and Abby. And Ray says, Chelsea gives Ray the Black Hawk tickets. And he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go with Connor. And so then he's going to the bar to get something to drink. And she says, I'm going to go with you. I think they're drinking tea or something. And so then when they go and do that, it gives Abby and Chance a time to talk. And so they just talk about, the conversations that they had and everything. And one thing he brings up to her is how Ray feels like an outsider. Now, Abby hears this, but she's not really connecting what Chance is really saying or connecting it to, well, how do you feel? Because it's us and Dominic and Devon and everything. She doesn't connect that. And for some reason on this show, Abby misses the mark when it comes to stuff. Because remember last week when she was talking to Ashland, like she didn't even understand that he didn't want to talk to her right now. Like he had a lot on his mind. But anyways, so that's just the Chance, Abby, Ray, and Chelsea of this episode. So moving right along, we see that Billy talks to Nick, and Nick wants to know, how was your conversation, Victoria? He says, I know you were expecting me to work this miracle and her to decide to stay and her to go ahead and be like, listen, Ashley, I don't believe you, and let go of whatever plan she has, but it didn't work. She's still going on this plan. She has a plan. She didn't tell me what the plan was. I know you were thinking she was going to tell me that, but no, she's not telling me what the plan is. I'm just as much in the dark as you are. And so Nika was like, oh my gosh, I wish I would feel more secure if I knew more, he said. But Billy did tell him, he said, but your dad does have security following her and she's aware of it. And she's okay with that. Well, she's not okay with it, but I mean, what you gonna do? He was like, so, I tried to tell her that you don't know Ashland and he's desperate and you don't know what he could do, but she said it's whatever. So then what they decided on, excuse me, what they speak about is just like Billy says, I wish we could take him and put him in hiding or something, take him and put him in the basement or something. And Nick was like, "Oh, that's crazy, though." It's fucking crazy. But then Nick thinks about it, and he was like, "See, this is how desperate we are. We're considering doing this." But at the end of the day, they both say we have to just trust Victoria, even though their instincts is to go and rescue her. They have to trust her and know that she has a plan in play. So then, going from that, we see. Okay, so Adam, Sally, Adam and Sally are in the office, and Victor comes in. So Victor is like, Adam is like, oh, Victor says, you guys are working late. And they were like, yeah, we're coming up with ideas. Because, Adam is CEO and he's made, um, and Sally is COO or everything. So they're coming up with plans. And so Victor goes and he sits in Adam's chair. And then Adam tells him what they would like to do. And he tells them they would like to, really dive into the streaming with Newman Locke. They would really like to dive into the streaming and be a competitor against all the other major streaming networks. And Victor is like, wait a minute, Adam. I told you that you were taking Victoria's position as CEO, but not really. Like this is just to instigate. And so I was like, Victor, don't use this man. Like you know how he feels about you, so don't use him like that, in that way. But Adam is just like, but Sally, I love me some Sally. Sally came to Adam's defense and she said, listen, he has a lot of great plans. And so Adam told him about, we want to take the streaming, we want to buy some land, we want to build studios and really market that. And Sally comes to his defense and tells him, like, this is a market that we could really branch into with Newman Media and tap in and have that residual money coming in. And so Victor was like, all right, I hear y'all, but because they were like, while Victoria's distracted, someone needs to run the company. They need to know that if something happens and this gets out, that Newman Locke is still the company and our competitors won't be like sharks around us. But Victor says the only people I've seen trying to take advantage of this situation is you two. And so he tells Sally, I need to talk to my son in private. And she's like, okay. And so when he talks to Adam, Sally leaves, and when he talks to Adam, Victor says, I know you have a lot of respect for her and everything, but don't mix business with pleasure. I'm like, how can you say that when Victoria is over here, has mixed Ashland into this, and now he is co-CEO of your company? Like, I'm sorry. So from what we see, Sally has done nothing but try to build Adam up and try to make him confident in his own self, and y'all keep tearing him down. Like every idea, like it's honestly at this point I'm like, Adam, just start your own company. Like go somewhere else, your own company, do something else, because as far as Newman Locke, you will never be that guy. So but anyways, so Adam just says Sally has been good for me. Like she really is a great COO. And he was like, at the end of the day, she has my back and I trust her. And so anyways, they keep talking and Victor says, everything is going to be fine with Victoria. And he was like, Adam told him you don't even know her plan. He was like, this could blow up in our faces. So then Victor hears him out. He's like, okay, tell me your plan. He said, I want to buy a plot of land and I want to build studios on it, and then we can create our own content and market it in our own streaming services. And when we're not using our studios, we can rent them out cheaper than our competitors and have that money coming in as well, so that they could be a powerhouse, make a power move, power play as far as the streaming. And Victor was like, you know what? I like that idea. I like it. And so Victor is ready to give Adam the go ahead because he says, I have a lot more ideas. He's ready to give Adam the go ahead. But at this time, he receives a phone call from Victoria. Now, in Victoria's office, she's in there talking to Ashland, and they're going over how they think Adam is behind all this. And Ashlyn is just asking her, I'm sorry, I'm having a look at the, and Ashlyn is just asking her, you trust me and everything. And she's like, yes, of course I trust you. We just need to find out. Okay, before that happens, Ashlyn gets off the phone and he says the plane was delayed. And she said, what do you mean the plane? What, the pilot sounded weird. And she was like, what do you mean? He said he sounded like he was relieved when I told him we weren't going. And he's like, I looked at it and I didn't see any storms anywhere. And Victoria said, well, the pilot has more information. And he said, but what if? And she said, my dad got to the pilot. And he was like, yes. And so they know Victor did this, delay the plane, but it doesn't even matter because they're not going to Tuscany now. And Ashland is just like, I can't wait to see Adam's face when he realized he can't make all those moves and plans that he wanted to make for for the company. Like we're gonna still be over the company, and he's not CEO. Excuse me. And they're just like, oh, okay, okay, that's gonna be that I can't wait to see his face either. But anyways, they just keep talking, and Victoria is dropping hints that she's like, oh my gosh, because she tells him, I can't believe Adam would do this. No, she tells him Adam would do this. He's so sneaky. Because Ashlyn was like, I can't believe he would do this. Like, but what if he's wrong? What if we're wrong and it wasn't Adam? And she said, oh no, he's so sneaky. He even had me arrested and on charges for trying to poison my dad and everything. So yes, it's definitely Adam. And so she said because to do this kind of betrayal, you would have to think that you're the smartest person in the room, that the person that you're conning is just an idiot, really. I'm paraphrasing y'all. And she said, and so Ashton looked at her and he was like, do you trust me? Like, I still feel like I don't trust you. She said, what can I say to prove to you that you trust me? And he was like, if it comes down to Adam or me, our word, who will you believe? And she was like, of course I'm going to believe you over Adam. And that's what she was telling him about Adam, how Adam set her up. And so then she tells him, I want to meet with my family and tell them we're not leaving. So go, I'll talk to you later. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go and handle a few things. So he leaves. And then she texts Nick and tells him, meet me at the office. She calls her dad and says, hey, come over here. He was like, you're not gone? She was like, oh, you're not surprised. But anyways, he and Adam go into Victoria's office. And and then Nick comes in and she tells him, I know Daddy had the plane grounded so that I couldn't leave, but it doesn't matter. We're going to Tuscany. We're staying. And Adam is like, really? Because Adam was just about to press go on their whole marketing thing. And so this blows up his plans. But she's just like, yeah, we're staying now. So Adam, you don't have to worry about being over the company and everything. And so then they asked her, Nick or Adam, one of them asked her, well, where's Ashlyn? She says, I don't know, but I have a pretty good idea, but I'm not going to go into details until Mom gets here because Nikki hasn't arrived yet. And that was the Young and the Restless today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode.